Hey, kings, queens, and everything between. Welcome back to another Sub One Time for a good time. And y'all, I'm just going to get straight into it. So, the other night, I was on HBO Max looking for something to watch. Lovecraft Country was recommended to me. Now, I know I'm on the late train. I know I didn't catch the bus on time, but I'm here with y'all now. And let me tell y'all something. I am mad that I wasn't on time. Lovecraft Country came out a little while back, but I'm just watching it and I'm just finishing it after a long binge watching. Let me tell you something. Lovecraft Country is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in a movie, TV show wise. The representation for black people, can I just say that? Let me tell you something. If I was a teenager, if I was a child watching this show, I would break down in tears. Because this is for me personally, the first time since Hidden Figures, I would say, that there's this many black people in a movie and not one of them is ghetto. Not one of them is raunchy. A crackhead. Now the father does suffer from alcoholism, but he's still very intelligent. You understand what I'm saying? I love that they're all reading. They don't make being smart look dumb. They're proud of their skin. For so long in the black community, it's always slave. It's always abuse, domestic violence, getting beat up, being poor, poverty. And even though this is based in the South Side of Chicago in 1950, they show community. In the first episode, everybody's around dancing, enjoying life, singing and having fun and just being normal people. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when you see a black movie, it's always somebody scavenging through the dumpster for food, or somebody sleeping with somebody to pay rent, or selling drugs. And it was none of that. It was none of that. And the storyline, the character development, the whole entire the foundation, the windows, the house, the boards, the refrigerator, I don't know, the garlic, the fucking garlic of the guy. This 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, highly recommend. It has so many undertones. Like, there's the story, but let me tell you something. Okay, I'm not even gonna say spoiler, because like I said, Lovecraft Country has been out for a long time and I am late on the train. But there was this scene where the sister Ruby, she became white and she was having sex with William. And I thought that was so fucking beautiful, as her skin was peeling off as they was having intercourse. Because it was, to me, that message said, no matter how much you want to hide and not be yourself, at the end of the day, you're black. And I love that they touched on that in this show. I feel like a lot of black people, once in their lifetime, hate their skin or hate something about themselves from insecurity or whatever. And I loved how they showed like Ruby not wanting to be black, wanting to experience the white side and experiencing it, and then wanting to be with her roots again. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we all kind of go through that transformation in life where it's just like being like, oh, I wish it was different. I wish I was different. I wish I could see the grass on the other side. And then be like, you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with my melanin. Ain't nothing wrong with this body that I have and that God gives me. And I loved how they gave that Emmett Till story where she went to William and was like, I want you to be mad. I want you to feel something. I want you to feel fear like us as African Americans do, and you feel nothing. And that's what pisses me off. It's not that I want to be white. It's just that y'all can walk around living y'all best lives and not understanding that we are crying, we are in fear, and that we are in pain every single day. And that's what I love about that, because I don't think a lot of society knows how minorities feel when it comes to walking, breathing, just living every single day. For me personally, there were times where police brutality was high, where shit was happening to minorities were high, and I was afraid for my life. There are times in my career when I was author and I wanted to publish my book on Black Wall Street. I didn't do that because of the fear of being punished. So for them to put that into the TV show, showing physical representation, and for the actress Ruby to absolutely portray that emotion that I feel like a lot of minorities on this earth feel every single day, I truly, truly appreciate it, because it's harder to tell somebody that's not a person of color how they are feeling, to show our fear and our feelings. I feel like a lot of people, even in the African American community, put on this mask when it comes to certain people. I feel like everybody in the world puts on a mask every day, but it's a different type of mask for a minority person, because there's so many stereotypes and stigmas. Like, let's say I'm popping off at somebody, I'm immediately labeled as a angry Black woman. You understand what I'm saying? While somebody else that's not a person of color can pop off and they're seen as passionate, or they're seen as standing up for themselves. But, we could be seen as ghetto or raunchy or, wilding or animalistic. So for them to put this scene in there and to do it so well without overdoing it, but getting her point across, I deeply appreciated it. Also, I want to talk about this. I feel like for body image, okay, let's get into it. I feel like for the body image, and a lot of African American things I've seen growing up, it just wasn't there. And I feel like Black Panther did a great job with this, with all the different body types, with all the different skin colors. I absolutely loved how you can go from Janae, baddest bitch I've ever fucking seen, to Ruby, to Hippolyta, to somebody else in the show. I loved how they were diverse with the characters. I love how everybody was different size, but everybody was fucking beautiful. I feel like growing up, if you were on a bigger side, you were automatically ugly. There was no way you were seen as the beautiful character, the fine character. You were most likely weird. You were most likely probably annoying, probably a nerd. So for you to see these big, voluptuous, thick women, melanated women, to see the main character beautiful as hell, to see the diversity of women, and for all of them to be beautiful in their own skin and in their own way, I really fucking appreciated that. I really appreciated that, because I loved seeing Ruby walk around on that fucking TV show and just be her fucking self. But I also love seeing the main character do her thing. I also love seeing Hippolyta walk around and be her thick self. Like, I love that representation, because I feel like we need that. First off, for the colorism and for the body image. I loved how you can have a light-skinned girl and a beautiful dark queen stand next to each other and not have them feel better than the other, if that makes sense. Even though there was some tension in the TV show between the sisters themselves regarding, their family and unresolved issues, but at the end of the day, they weren't jealous of each other. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they only had problems with each other because of how the main character was growing up and, personal things. But they never looked at each other and was jealous of the skin. And that's what I really appreciated, because it was just like, during that time, it's very easy to look at a light-skinned person and envy that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we do that now in society where there's a lot of colorism. There's a lot of people hating on, especially in the black community, where it's like, oh, you're light-skinned, so you're not black enough, or you're not white enough, or if you're too dark, you're ugly. And it's a problem now. So I'm just picturing 1950, you understand what I'm saying, where everything's going on, and maybe a light-skinned person like that could walk into a white neighborhood and not get as much trouble as somebody that's beautifully dark. You understand? So that's what I appreciated. It was never, you're too black or you're too white. It was like, nah, bitch, I don't like you because you ain't come to mama's funeral, or I don't like you because you got this money, or da da da. So that's why I appreciate that they stuck on, because they could have went that way when it came to this show, because it would have been accurate. Like, and it's something that I feel like could have been touched on, to be honest, because it, like I said, it happens so much nowadays that it fucking bothers me. That it's like, at the end of the day, baby, we all black. I have light-skinned friends. I have beautiful dark friends, and I don't see them any different. But I understand when you go on social media and you see a light-skinned girl, you'll go to her comment sections. Half the comments are loving her, half the comments are hating her. You go to Instagram and you see a beautiful black Nubian queen, and it's the exact same thing. And that's what just bothers me nowadays. It's just like, can we just not right now? I feel like when it comes to minorities, there's a lot of oppression. So for us to oppress the people that are already oppressed, that's what it's like. Come on, guys. Like, come on, kings and queens. Let's join together and keep it pushing. Like, we got to fight for something bigger than if my shade is light or too dark. I can't, What's another thing? Oh my God. I got to talk about this scene. The dad and the son. When he got caught with his man, I literally had to pause. I literally paused the show. And I sat there in my bed and I was like, this is about to be bad. Like, this is about to be bad. Like, some words are about to fly. This isn't going to be good. And I literally took me a good minute and a half of just sitting there, preparing myself for the backlash that is about to happen in this show. So I continue, and of course, the words that I thought that were going to be said were said. But what I appreciated was, even though Atticus said the things he said, there was an understanding. You understand what I'm saying? Because after that scene, him and the girl was sitting, and he was like, all my life he beat me. All my life he, disciplined me, saying that I shouldn't be soft. I need to be strong. I'll be weak. While this whole time you're sleeping with a man. You're over here fondling with a man when that's frowned upon, but you're beating me every day saying that I'm a weak person and that I need to be strong. And so when he put that perspective out, I was like, oh, okay. But then you understand from the dad's perspective, and then you understand the alcoholism, because it's like, this is something he's been struggling with all his life. And then for that scene to come up again, where he was like, were you cheating on mom when she was alive? And he was like, no. I never cheated on your mother. The only time I started messing with men was after she died. And so it kind of, you know, brings character development to the dad, because it's like, oh shit, like, you've been waiting on your life to do this. You've been waiting on your life to feel something, to be yourself. And I love the drag queen scene where they're all dancing and living their best lives, and he comes into himself, and you can see this self-discovery of, this is who I am and this is who the fuck I'm going to be, you know, even though I still have to hide, but this is what I want. And for him to grab his man and kiss him and hold him tight, as a person that has also had self-doubt, and a person that has questioned a lot of things about herself, this scene was very revelation for me. Like, it was very life-changing, because I think I know that experience of just wanting to act on a desire, or be with somebody, or be my true self, and I can't, because maybe of the times or my environment or just the thoughts that I have internally. So for them to show all of that in the show, I just appreciate it. Because let me tell you guys something. Lovecraft Country really touches on a lot of fucking subjects. Like yes, it's about monsters and magic and all of this stuff. But when you look really deep into it and you build that connection, it's about love. It's about making a change. It's about survival. It's about everything that makes up a minority person on Earth today. And I really appreciate that, because I feel like we need content like this to show a whole TV show where there's not one crackhead. There's not one abuser. There's not, you know, a raunchy ghetto person. They're all educated. But when you go to the film industry, it's not that. And so for this to be so out of left field, and to be like, nah, bitch, like, fuck what you heard. There is no slaves. There is no, you know what I'm saying? It's just black people surviving. And what I love, oh, bitch, you know what I love? Fuck around and talking about surviving. They actually survive. They actually are put in situations where they have a chance. Can we talk about that? Fuck the African American thing. Just TV wise, they gave everybody a situation where they could actually live. And the people that died, they died reasonably. You understand? I feel like with a lot of fighting scenes and a lot of shootout scenes or killing scenes, these people are in situations where they could survive, but you could tell that the script just wrote them off. I actually like that the characters in this show are put in situations where they can survive, and if they do die, it was a reasonable one. Like, I love how the main character, she was running, and she kept running. She put them boots on. She said, bitch, I'm going to survive today. I'm going to put these lights on. I'm going to get us in the car. You know, you could tell they used their thinking, like when the cop pulled him over and he was like, oh, can I actually take a U-turn here? And then the cop's like, oh, you a smart boy, ain't you? Because you knew I was going to get you for that. So I love that. I just love everything about Lovecraft Country. So I'm going to stop talking about it. Please, if you're interested, and if you're on the late train like I was, watch the show. 10 out of 10. It's on HBO Max. I highly recommend. And if you are a young, or forget young, if you are a person of color that is looking for guidance, or I don't know, some structure or positive representation, regardless if it's body image or love, or, you know what I'm saying, anything, I highly recommend this, because I feel like if I seen this as a child, as a teenager, I just would have melted. I feel like this show is ahead of its time, and more people need to see this. Like, just more people need to see this. So I highly recommend this show. 10 out of 10. Everybody in this cast did an amazing job. Everybody in this cast is fucking beautiful, in and out. Seriously, like, y'all did that. I can't wait for season 2. Y'all are gonna kill it. I'm gonna be there from the premiere, bitch. I ain't gonna be late this time. But I'm just so proud of everybody that took their time to be a part of this production, because they really gave us, as people of color, something to look forward to. And I wake up every day so excited to watch a new episode, you know? So, yeah, go watch this show, y'all. It's on HBO Max, like I said. It's called Lovecraft Country. Enjoy your day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.